Hey everyone, it's Thomas here. So for the next 5 days, I'll be posting a video every single day with the hope of raising money to help fight this pandemic. Now, if you've already seen this message, because I'm posting the same message every single day, just skip to this timestamp. So let's not use this space to debate about the pandemic. It's not the place for it. Now, on my wife's side, somebody did pass away from it. So first-hand experience. Heck, everything on Thomas Stereo, first-hand experience, man. So the reason why I'm doing this is simply because I want to help. I want to do something to help with this disaster. And I believe a lot of people also want to do something. And one of the things that's stopping them can be the fear of not knowing for sure if the money they're giving out is going to the right place. Now, that's why I took some time to research on Doctors Without Borders to make sure that they're legit. I've spoken to them. My friend have met doctors from there. Someone I know has volunteered there. So I'm pretty sure they're legit. You know, this YouTube channel is one of the best things I ever started in my life. Not only it gave me the chance to feel like a movie star when I go to a HiFi trade show, it also allowed me the chance to try different gear as well as meeting people. Brought a whole community together and gave me the chance to interact with people. And for that alone, it's totally worth all the energy and time I spent building this channel. Now, if I can use this channel to make the world a better place by bringing some positiveness to it, that would be so incredible. So that's part of the reason why I want to start this fundraiser. I also want to take this time to say thank you because I'm about to reach 30,000 subscribers. Can you imagine that 30,000 people click on the subscribe button? That alone is a miracle in itself. All right, so let's start today's video. Before we start, I got a question. Now, we all know that room treatment is really important, right? And yet, why most of us don't treat our room? It took me 2 years before I decided to treat my room, despite knowing the fact that room treatment is the most important thing. I would say maybe because I was lazy, but I thought about it. I think part of the reason is because until you go to a room that's been fully treated and listen carefully, you might not realize how impactful it is if you treat your room. I'm going to do a quick clap test. Okay, let's go in. All right, so we're now in my room, my room here, and we do a clap test. As you can see, big difference. I decided that I would seriously treat my room after I visited my friend's place, whom I call Mr. Quad, Mr. DIY, and his friend too. Because ever since I listened to their system in their fully treated room, I decided, oh my goodness, all these gear I brought home and all the time I spent trying to make my system sound good, I have to get my room right first. So today, I'm going to show you what I did to treat my room. Now, don't get a paper and pen because you're not going to learn anything meaningful in this video. When I was building my room, I told myself, I'm going to research the heck out of how to treat my room. I'm going to build the coolest, best treated room ever. But as I learned more and more and more, I decided, you know what, it's best I don't say anything because I know nothing. With speakers, I can get away with it. I like this speaker, it does this, because it's my opinion. You know, if you don't agree, bite me. No. If you don't agree with me, whatever. But with room treatment, it's different because it's science. You have to measure. There's measurements, and there is actually professionals doing these kind of stuff. And after I spoke to professionals, I realized that the more I read, the less I know. So I say, forget it. I'm not going to make a video telling people how to treat their room because I don't even know how to do it myself. Now, of course, I try to learn. I got myself a mic. I start measuring my room. Okay, what happens if I put a carpet? What happens if I take out the carpet and so forth? First, I have to understand what I'm measuring, and that in itself is difficult. Anyway, regardless, doesn't matter. I'll show you my room anyways because some of you have been asking for it. And I'll share with you my logic, why I did it this way. So when I decided to renovate my room, Yeah, my wife was, she was okay with it, fortunately. And it took me 2 months. When I start reading about room treatment and I go like, oh my goodness, there's so many school of thoughts. Did you know that some people suggest that you don't put a carpet in your room? I know generally people think that you need a carpet. No, not necessary. Some people say you put panels at your first point of reflection, while others would say you put diffusion panels. I'm like, oh, okay, so which one is right? Of course, you need experience, you need knowledge to know which one's the right one for your room, for your specific room. So if you look at my room, when I finished renovating it, I was fed up. I said, you know what? I'm not going to spend time to learn how to measure my room properly, to learn, how to treat my room properly. I'm just going to do the basics. So number one, of course, you need to deal with the first point of reflection. So for those of you who don't know how to use the mirror trick, read up on it. My first point of reflection is a bit big. It's because I move my speakers forward and backwards. I move my chair forward and backward because it depends on which speaker I have in the house. Sometimes where I place them will be a little bit different. Now you see gaps in my first point of reflection. Some people say that you should do it. I'm doing it just because my door on the other side forces me to do it this way, and for symmetry reasons I have little gaps in my first point of reflection. The second, which is the most important thing, if you're ever going to do something to your room, do the first point of reflection and get some bass trap into your room. My reference speaker has crazy bass. I can never control it. But ever since I got these bass trap, my room can handle these speakers. And I'm really happy about that. These are not just your regular bass trap. I got lucky. One of my viewers happened to have it and sold it to me for crazy good price. He literally gave it to me. And this is not just any regular bass trap. These come from a studio and they replaced it with a $2,000 bass trap, which performs just a bit better than this one. This thing absorbs so much energy that on the front panel, they have to design it so that it reflects sound as opposed to absorb sound. Else it'll be too dead, the room. Best upgrade ever in my room was the bass trap, because bass no longer is muddy, it's clear, it's defined. For me, the biggest upgrade was the bass trap. Next, I installed panels on the ceiling. Now this is interesting. Ever since I installed it, the noise level dropped significantly in my room. So much so that sometimes I have to remove my carpet because the room is too dead if I don't remove my carpet. So it depends what speaker I'm listening to. Sometimes I have the carpet out, sometimes I don't have the carpet out. Yeah, you get more definition, things are clearer when you put the carpet out, but it's less lively. So that's why it drives me nuts when people tell me, Thomas, where's the carpet? I'm like, come on, you gotta be in my room to really understand what's happening. Next, I have these diffusion panels. I know they're supposed to be where the TV is. That's where their optimal location should be. So what about these diffusion panels? What do they do? Actually, I have no idea. To be honest, I have no idea. The only reason I put it there is because a friend of mine put it there. I can't put it at where the TV is, so I put it there. And I never done A/B tests, like take it out, listen, put it back in, listen. I tell you, man, after 3 months of renovation, at one point you don't care anymore. You just put it there. One day I should measure, see what it does in my room. But for now, I have no idea. But what I do know, it makes me look really good because I see comments where people go like, whoa, those things looks amazing. Yeah, this guy must know what he's doing with his room. No idea, man. I know they're good for bipolar speakers, like my quads sound radiate forward and backwards. They're good to have diffusion panels there. I know that for regular speakers, I'm supposed to put absorption panels there instead of diffusion panels, but it's fine. I mean, it looks good there, so that's what's matter, right? So overall, after I treated my room, one thing I noticed is that the singer is smack in the middle. Any speaker I put, center image is like, whoa, solid. If you sit close enough to the speaker, you can literally close your eyes and grab onto the neck of the singer. It feels like that when I first got it. Well, now I'm used to it, right? But I remember in the beginning, I was like, whoa, this is incredible. In fact, interesting story. I once got this pair of vintage speaker. And I brought it home and I'm listening to it. I'm like, what the hell? There's no center image. What happened? This is like a famous speaker, yet there's no center image. Turns out when the person recapped it, he reversed the polarity on the speakers. But because I was so sure that I am supposed to get a center image, I don't care what speaker you bring in. And I figured it out. It was just to reverse the polarity. It changed, whoa, incredible. Once I did that, there's a lot of bass, center image was really good. So if you look at the back of my room, you see two absorption panel, a bookshelf where I have all my anime DVDs. So I have kind of pseudo bass trap on the side. You know, these bass trap don't really work. It's just that, well, it's better than nothing. With the panels on the door, it helped because before that, the door was shaking actually. So definitely I'm happy. It's kind of not finished because it's a bit long, the room. The back of the room, I'm missing some more absorption panels. But yeah, eventually I'll get to it. So how is it after I treated my room? As I mentioned, center image is smack solid. Bass, I hear more information. There's no more booming bass. And I can play at higher volume and I can play at lower volume. I can play at higher volume because all the speakers that I found really like bright before are no longer bright. So I can push the volume a bit more. And when I listen at lower volume, I can still hear a lot of information because the room is quiet now. Looking back, I wish I paid the extra money to make the room a bit wider because what I noticed is that even with all this room treatment, when compared to my friend's room, because it's wider, the soundstage is just not as grand as my friend's place. So that's one regret I have, that I didn't make it wider. Now, before we finish today's video, I'm going to show you this nice stand that I have. So it's really solid. It's custom made. Now on the side, you have this like metal bracket because it's designed to handle a lot of weight. If you look underneath this shelf, you're going to see a little support because, you know, we're handling like a few hundred pounds on it, right? These amps, they're usually stupid heavy. I got lucky, I got it off somebody secondhand, like it still feels brand new, paid like 1/3 of the price, I think. Best purchase ever. It's just too bad you can't buy it, you have to have it custom built for you. Oh, and one more thing before I go, the power jacks in my room are custom installed. One great thing about having a YouTube channel is that you get to meet a lot of amazing people. So Tony, who is an electrician, watches my channel and he came over and installed these for free. I probably bought him coffee, I don't remember. But, you know, I got these two dedicated jacks, 20 amps. Does it make a difference? I remember the first night when we did some A/B tests, we heard a difference. But as I mentioned, after spending months at it, I don't care anymore. I just plug it in and I never do A/B tests with it. I do remember there was a bit of glare in the beginning and it took a month before it's gone away. Either that or I got used to it. If you're in Montreal and you want an electric jack installed for your stereo system, give Tony a call. It's not only just the fact that I have dedicated jacks, it's just also good that I have a lot of jacks. With the amount of gear that I have, it's good that I have these extra jack. One day I'll do an A/B test to see if I can really hear a difference or not. But for now, I know we heard the difference the first night, but it could be placebo, right? I just install it, you know, I didn't pay money for it, but I paid money for the parts. Then, because I take out money, it must sound good, right? Until I do a real A/B test, I don't know. With that said, that's my room. It's not professionally done, but you gotta give me A for effort. All right, see you next time.